got a rifle on a hunting rack, best friend in the back, old hound riding shotgun. I got a camouflage mud truck looking for a big buck creeping through the dusky dawn. Big bright floodlights cutting through the dark night make a path to the deer stand. Pray to God Almighty, quiet as I can be, waiting for the aftermath. We've been dreaming all year for the season, waiting for the leaves to fall. We'll be looking for a 12-point buck, man. He'll be chasing that doe. Fire up your guns, draw back your bows, let the lead out, let the hammer go. Put some meat on the table, horns on the wall, take a picture, show it off to your pawpaw. You're a different kind of animal, hiding in the brush. Look at what it does when hunting's in your blood.
Well, Dustin, rifle season's come to an end. We're putting the finishing touches on the 2013 Missouri rifle season and getting ready to head into the alternative method season, which happen a little bit later in December.
Something point. No, man.
Yeah. Hoping to get our first deer.
Yep.
Overlooking this little bottom.
We see we have your son, Weston,
Yeah.
here with us. Yeah. Now let me tell you a little something about this boy, Weston. Okay? He comes down to camp, comes down to our area we hunt, takes my honey hole.
Yeah. I don't think you really had an option, though. I kind of told you.
He told me. Yeah. He put me in my place and he told me, I'm taking your blind. Well, he took it all right.
It's really cold.
Got that right.
Tucked away in this little blind. We'll see what happens. We got down there, and we were sitting in there all that morning, and I was ready to go. I look over, he has my RZ mask on, and he's nice and bundled up. I said, "Bud, you ready to go?" He says, I'm waiting a little while longer. Wait, we'll stay here another hour. I'm like, man, boy. I was freezing.
It was cold.
But anyway, we made it through that morning, got back down to that evening, and man, he does, every year he gets better and better.
Oh.
Every year he just does so much better. Handling the gun, safety, just everything. Walking in the woods, the sound, paying attention, observing. All right, guys. We just smoked your first deer, didn't you?
Yep, I got the doe. I got
40 yards, 30 yards. But we got down there and doe stepped out with a young one, and man, he'd been shooting a gun, which is, the first thing they need to be doing.
Yeah.
He was shooting a gun. We seen her, he could see her, she was in an opening, coming through. He couldn't get on her, got through some brush, got in the opening. He finally got on her, made the shot, perfect shot.
Yeah.
She went 15 yards. But I still got a buck tag, I think. What do you want to do? You want to sit back in the blind, or you want to go get these?
Go get them.
We're going to go get them, bring them up here, and then we'll
Because when the buck sees the doe, then just...
yeah. All right. All right, Weston.
Yeah.
Weston, tell me what happened, bud.
I just shot my first deer.
What you got there?
Doe.
Yeah? Hold her head up, let's see.
Thing right here.
I'm so proud of you, bud.
Yep. I've been waiting a long time shooting for.
Show us your shot. Where'd you hit her at?
I shot her right there.
Oh,
right
bud,
this shoulder.
that's a good shot.
Yep, and she probably ran from there to here.
I'm proud of you, bud.
It did.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
He shot that doe, and he even tried to help me drag her out.
Yeah, that was quite a
And,
drag.
man, it was a long drag. He got right in there, helped gut it, clean his first deer,
Good.
helped skin it,
Good.
quarter it up, ground it, cut in some steaks.
Good deal.
Grandpa got him a little pocket knife.
Oh,
Boy,
there
he's
you
all
go.
about that. Yeah,
That was quite
he
the
did a good
drag,
job.
though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I'm not that big of an old boy.
But it's a
And
drag.
That was a drag.
But you know, folks, I have seen him throw a deer on his shoulders and run through the woods.
But it was a little deer. It wasn't no big
120
doe.
pounds.
It wasn't no big doe. Thank goodness for that cart, though. I had
Yes,
to drag it up that
deer
hill.
cart.
But that
Yeah.
deer cart, I don't know if we showed it, but Weston rode the deer cart to the deer. I got the privilege of pulling
Pulling
it
him?
out.
Yeah. Smart kid.
Good times. My old man, Calvin Merritt, he hounded me about coming up and hunting with me. And I invited him. I was like, yeah, by all means, come up. He come up. We went to a honey hole of mine, wasn't very far from the house. We get over there. I mentioned, I said, how you like that red dot scope on your crossbow? He says, oh, well, yeah, I like it, blah, blah, blah. I said, Dad, is that thing, has it been on the entire time? I looked over there and I thought maybe the dial was different than the ones I've had in the past.
Yeah.
And he looks at it and it'd been on, the battery was dead. So we run to Walmart, get a battery for it, put it in there, and we go back out there. So now we're late. But anyway, we get up there, shimmy up this tree, and I start videotaping him. You can see him, he's unhooking his bow. We had just got there. I started videotaping him at 340. We used Bean Creek, their doe estrus. On the way down there, we had some ground scrapes and stuff. I put it in them ground scrapes all the way down. Oh man, while you're doing that, tell me about your setup here, bud.
What's that?
What we got going on?
I'll come over here to Dusty's. We're gonna hunt down here on the Horseshoe Bend. We've found some scrapes we're sitting on and some rub line here. And we're just getting all set up. Hopefully he comes in and let us have it.
And 2 minutes, at 3:42, I started videoing. Again, that's when I started videotaping this spike buck coming down that deal. Dad's not real picky. And it come out 20 yards. Bet. Bet.
Get him?
And yeah, I made the mistake of I stopped the deer. No, I didn't let Dad stop it. And he's over here at a different angle. I had a clear view of it. He said he had a limb in the way. He was trying to do a little bit of a far back shot. He hadn't really been shooting his crossbow much. You can kind of tell that. I won't give him too much grief. Everybody makes mistakes.
We just got here, got set up, just barely, hadn't even get completely set up. And there's a doe come up this old roadway here. And we're gonna go look for her. We got an arrow in her. We're gonna go see if we can find her. And before it gets dark. But it was awesome to sit down. And I mean, hadn't got all the way set up, and here it comes.
And we got down, looked for it, and we still had plenty of light. We got down, looked for it, and there was just no sign. It's just gonna have a sore.
Now, we run into a lot of people that are down hunting and we don't know who they are.
Right.
I mean, we just see them out hunting, or we see them with maybe a harvest in the back of their truck.
But if you ever see a good deer in the back of a truck, you want to stop and check it out and
You've got to stop and check it out. I mean, it's in
Talk
our
to the
blood.
people, see what's going on, see how their hunt went.
Yeah, so our editor, Jeremiah, he's seen these deer in the back of these vehicles, and he had to stop and check them out.
I was driving by and we happened to notice this sitting in the back here, so we had to stop and ask about it a little bit. Could you tell us your name and where you're from?
Chris Thone, and from Catawissa, Missouri.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about this deer? You said it's still warm, by the way. It's not been dead for too long.
Yeah, that's the bullet right there. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Slides in there. I don't know. I saw him earlier today and walked right up on me, and one shot, down he went.
Here we are with another one. Another one put down. It was put down Saturday morning.
Saturday.
Or Saturday afternoon?
Saturday morning,
Okay.
first thing in the morning.
And your name is?
Jay Thone.
And where you from?
St. Louis.
From St. Louis. All right, what can you tell us about this one?
We just tried all of our usual hunting spots, and the wind's been really bad this weekend, and finally came off the power lines I normally hunt and got into some evergreens, and this one and two bigger ones were kind of bed down together trying to stay out of the wind, and this is the one that gave me a shot. Took him down. But otherwise, it's been a tough weekend. The wind's been so bad, and
It has.
The
It's
heat.
been warm and windy.
yeah,
but,
he's froze solid. We had to pack him in an ice cooler all day yesterday. Ice wasn't doing it.
Now here we are with our good friend Scotty Skidmore. He's out hunting with Lucas 80, and he puts down a pretty good buck.
It is a good buck.
Okay.
Here it is, third day of season. I'm hunting down here on the 80 farm, the owners of Bean Creek Outdoor Products.
Get out of here. Why most shows might cut something like that out,
Not us.
not us, bud.
Here it is, third day of season. I'm hunting down here on the 80 farm, the owners of Bean Creek Outdoor Products. I stepped out this morning about 6:30 to go to my stand. I got to my stand, watched the buck come out of the brush. I couldn't see it too good, and I kept watching for it, and I sprayed the Bean Creek Outdoor Products doe pea and blowed the grunt call, and sure enough, as soon as it smelled the doe pea, it just come and getting it right towards my stand. That's about it.
We're here with a good friend of ours, Jody Jones, and you're going to be going on a black powder hunt here in just a second.
Yeah,
I think in this spot you've had pretty good luck there before, haven't you?
yeah, I have. I seen several bucks there last year, but I was kind of being pretty picky, and I had a 13-pointer come out. I didn't know it was a 13-point at the time, but I seen it had a lot of points, so I had to make a pretty quick decision of whether I wanted to shoot it or not, and I shot him. He turned out to be a pretty good buck.
And folks, when he came back into camp, he said he about let it walk.
It was, like I said, it was, I had to make a decision pretty quick, and it wasn't a huge deer, but it had a lot of points. You know, I never killed a 13-pointer before, so it was all right.
Now, Jody, it looks like you see quite a bit of wildlife out of this little shooting house you got there.
Yeah, I see a lot of deer and turkey there, and I seen a turkey there the day before, and it's just a really good spot. You can see a long ways. That's what I like about it. So you're covering a lot of ground.
And a lot of the videoing that you've been doing, you can see them come all the way down the hill there to you.
Yeah, and it works good, you know, videoing out of that shooting house is a lot easier than when you're out in a tree stand or just hunting on the ground. Day before Christmas. It's muzzleloader season here in Missouri. And I'm still trying to get me a deer. I ain't been able to get one yet with my rifle or bow or nothing, so we got the old muzzleloader out. Sure would be nice to shoot a deer and make a pretty good Christmas present.
Now, Jody, it looks like it was really cold that morning.
Yeah, it was. It was miserable, and I was glad I was in that shooting house, at least out of the wind. But luckily, I wasn't out there too long that morning, about an hour and a half, I think. And if it had been much longer, I don't know if I could have stayed out there because it was pretty tough.
But you toughed it out.
Yeah.
Now, it looks like you got 3 deer that come in here on you.
Yeah, they come in on my left, and which was where the deer come from the year before, that 13 pointer, and that's they don't come that way a whole lot. Usually they come cross way up on the power line or come down the power line, so they kind of snuck in there on me pretty quick, but I was glad to see them coming because I hadn't seen anything for a while. And
it'd been kind of a dry season.
Yeah. You know, I seen a lot of deer there with my wife trying to get her a deer, and then I just kind of got into a dry spell where it just went dry for a while, and I was starting to wonder if I was going to see anything, you know. So.
Well, it looks like these deer are coming well within your range.
Yeah, they're getting in the danger zone.
Well, it looks like these deer are coming well within your range.
Yeah, they're getting in the danger zone.
Now, this shooting house that you're hunting out of, how did you come up with the decision to set it right there where it's at?
Well, when I leased the property from this lady, there was actually a shooting house already there, but it was old and raggedy, and it wasn't going to hold me up. So I took the legs off of it and set it down on the ground, but I didn't like where it was at, so I moved it across the pipeline there, and it was just falling apart. So I got a buddy of mine, Bud Bryant, and he helped me build a really nice one, and I like it. This is the first year I've had it out there, and it made hunting a lot more comfortable. So
I hunted out of it one day with you, and it was cold that day too.
Yeah, it needs a little better heater in it still, but
it works.
Yeah, a lot better than sitting out in the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Well, when the smoke cleared, the deer was gone, but I was pretty sure I made a good shot on it, you know, because it wasn't that far.
That's one good thing about taking a camera with you, or actually videoing your hunts, is a lot of times you can go back and you can review it. I mean, this deer just looks like it disappeared. When you shot it, now did you see it run off, or?
No, I seen pretty much what the camera seen, just smoke, and I didn't know that I'd hit the deer for sure, but I knew my gun was shooting pretty good, and I knew it was a pretty close shot, you know, so it should have been a slam dunk. But when I found the deer, I actually hit it a little bit farther back than what I'd intended on hitting it, and I don't know if I got nervous or excited or what. I'm just like a little kid every time a deer comes in, even if it's a little bitty, when I get all jacked up, you know, and I still struggle with that, but anyway, I got it, so.
That's the thrills of hunting.
Oh yeah. And then what was funny, that other deer just standing there looking around, and then it stomped out, but I was pretty sure I made a good shot on it, but when I got down and looked for the deer, you know, I couldn't really find a good blood trail, so I was starting to get worried. All that smoke, I couldn't tell where I hit it, and but luckily I looked out in the woods and I seen its white belly shining, so.
About how far did she go?
About 75 or 100 yards, maybe something like that, no farther than that, and I was tickled to get her.
We're glad you got her too.
Finally. It's not the big monster buck that I'd been hoping for all year, but it's the day before Christmas and it's getting late in the season and I hadn't killed a deer yet, so hopefully, I'm pretty sure I smoked her. It didn't take too long this morning, about an hour and a half. It's been a long season. It's cold out here. Thank you, Lord.
There she is, folks. Finally got some freezer meat. Whew. I didn't make a very good shot. I hit her kind of far back. I don't know if I got excited or what, but I'm thankful. She'll be good eating. Finally got one.
You know, when Brad started all this, he told all of us, you know, if you go hunting, make sure and get a camera. Take the camera with you, and if you get good footage, bring it back to us, and if it's good, we'll use it. Well, we really appreciate you because you went and did exactly that. You know, I told you that, and from that point forward, you went and bought a camera, and you've been taking it with you ever since. And, you know, to me, it's a thrill getting your hunt on film, for one thing. But you've gotten some really good footage, and we've been able to use it, and we really appreciate it.
Well, I enjoy it, and it's challenging. I mean, it adds a whole new challenge to hunting that, you know, it makes it really tough. But when you get a little bit of good footage, it gives you a feeling of satisfaction too, you know. So I enjoy it. And
it adds that extra element. Instead of just reaching for your weapon, now you have to reach to turn your camera on to try and get the good footage for the, you know, for you to watch and for other people to watch later too. So
yeah, it's tough. It's fun though.
Yeah.
So what's going on next week, bud?
I don't know.
Good. Wing it.
Oh, well, we have a moose hunt.
Moose hunt?
And a field mouse hunt.
Oh, field mouse, yeah. I think I shot that with my bow, didn't I?
50 yards.
Yeah, 50 yards. One eye closed?